The month of May in the United States is Asian American Pacific Island, or AAPI Heritage Month. And so I decided that I would spend this month trying to learn a rare language, which is my mom's native language, actually. Over the course of this month, I'm going to be documenting and sharing videos about my language learning process. But first, let's talk about the language. So what language do Filipinos speak? And what is this rare language that I'm going to learn? Well, a little bit of background about the Philippines. The population is 108 million. There are two official languages in the Philippines, Filipino, or Tagalog, which has around 45 million speakers, and English, which is spoken by around 40 million Filipinos. I, like many Filipino-American Canadians, grew up speaking English exclusively at home. But at home, my parents, in between themselves, speak Cebuano, which is my dad's native language. It has 20 million speakers. My mom, however, is from a city called Iloilo. They speak Ilonggo, and there are 5.8 million speakers, more or less. And to complicate it a little further, my mom's parents, my grandparents, spoke a language called Kinaray-a, which has 433,000 speakers. But there are different dialects of Kinaray-a, and my grandparents were from a town called Barotacnon. So the population of Barotacnon is 54,146, which means that there are around that many speakers of the Barotacnon Kinaray-a language. And that's the language that I'm going to be trying to learn. So in a country with so many different languages, how do people manage to communicate? Well, so let's say, for example, you're from Barotacnon and you speak Kinaray-a, but you go to another town and they speak a different kind of Kinaray-a. Well, then you try the next language out. Do you speak Ilonggo? Yes, no. If not, you go to the next language, Tagalog. Do you speak Tagalog? Yes or no? How about English? Yes or no? So most Filipinos will be able to speak either Tagalog or English, but if not, then you just resort to body language. So the challenges of learning this language, naturally there are very few native speakers, so you're not going to find a lot of music, movies, etc. for learning Kinaray-a. And the resources are limited. There's no Google Translate support for Ilonggo, of course no Duolingo, and of course even less so in Kinaray-a. So how will I go about learning this language? My plan is basically start by learning Ilonggo, since it has more speakers, more resources, and then as I get a little more comfortable in speaking Ilonggo, then start picking up grammar and vocabulary and phrases in Kinaray-a. And it seems like a lot of work to learn one language and use that language to learn another language, especially in the time frame of only 30 days. But honestly, I think it, at least the way that I'm looking at it now, maybe I'll change my mind later on in the month, it makes more sense now, because rather than hunting for really scarce resources, I think it would just be a better idea to get like a good base of Ilonggo and then use that to learn Kinaray-a. So even if after 30 days I'm not going to be fluent in Kinaray-a anyways, but at least if I have like a strong base of one language and I can incorporate little bits of another, then it'll be passable as conversational. We'll see. So this is my goal for the next 30 days. I might succeed, I might fail, but the important thing for me is the process of learning how to acquire a new language. And so over the course of this month, I'm going to be sharing what works for me and what doesn't in learning a new language. If you'd like to follow me in this language learning journey experiment, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next video.